Ice Cube, for decades, we've had music that really sent messages. We had Gil Scott-Heron in the 60s and 70s, but in the 90s, basically, the doors just kind of flew off the whole thing. Do you remember the very first moment you felt like committing pen to paper and writing a rap song, and what inspired you?
Oh man, I wrote my first rap. I was in the 9th grade, and I was in class, and I had finished my work, and me and another guy named KHOU, we both finished early. And for some reason, he turned around, he said, have you ever wrote a rap before? And I'm like, huh? No. So he challenged me, like, you write one, I write one, we'll see which one's the best.
Yeah.
Mine was the best.
Yours is the best. Were you inspired by things in your own life or just things in general that you saw happening in the country?
A little of both, you know. Rap was a new medium for us to kind of say what we feel, and it was a music about expressing yourself.
Ice Cube, it's not for the pop chart. So where should a brother like you start expressing yourself, my boy, and show you how?
You know, being young, you know, you really don't know how to comprehend some of the stuff that's happening. So I used to put it in music, and it just kind of got contagious. And people say, yo, man, make raps about what's going on around here. And that became my style.
Yeah, and was it what was going around here for you?
Yeah, definitely. You know, talking about just coming out of the 80s, you know, coming out, you know, it was, you know, heavy on, you know, crack and, you know.
Gangs?
Yeah, a lot of that. And we wanted to talk about it. We didn't want to just sit there and kind of suffer in silence.
Yeah.
We wanted to talk about what we was going through, and it's a trip because a lot of people was going through the same thing.
Yeah, and that's the important part about it. I think a lot of people still don't understand rap. They look at it and they'll say, well, it's misogynistic or it's violent or it's whatever. But what it does for people, you as a performer, but those listening to it, it's almost like a cathartic feeling. What does it do for them?
Well, I think it's somewhat, you know, like therapy in a way, you know, knowing that people are going through some of the same things you might be going through, it helps you in a way. A lot of people, you know, they don't have a voice, but you know, they do have a favorite song or a favorite rapper who speaks on some of the topics that they wish they could talk to the world about.
Today I didn't even have to use my AK. I gotta say it was a good day.
So I think it's a music that really helps us understand, or at least take a look at what's going on, and, you know, have an opportunity to try to understand it.
Yeah. I know you've been asked this question many times. Would you want your children to listen to the music? But you have always had a great answer to that, and it goes back to what have you prepared your children for?
No doubt. You know, you know, I grew up, you know, looking and seeing, listening to pretty much everything. You know, I wasn't censored at all as a kid, and you know, I think if you can keep it in perspective, you know, my pops, moms, brothers and sisters would always like break it down for me, you know, and like if you got that, then you got a good, you know, I guess foundation to be able to dissect what's going on.
I don't care about what's going on in the hood.
Are we there yet?
No, show me that you're worthy of her.
You kind of have that entrepreneurial spirit, obviously writing, becoming successful in rap, acting, directing, producing, all those types of things. What is it that you want to do with the Big 3? Outside of entertainment, that's what you're bringing here, the Big 3.
Yeah, just great basketball. I mean, you know, 3-on-3 is a game that we've played in the neighborhoods forever. People looked at it as just a neighborhood playground thing. I wanted to elevate it to the pro level, and then have some former NBA players playing it. You know, guys who still got a little juice left in the tank and want to show it and want to display it on a high level. And this setting, half court, 3-on-3, those guys look like all-stars. So it's just a great, perfect storm. We're glad to be here in Houston on Friday. You know, Houston was definitely one of our spots that we wanted to hit this year. We believe Houston deserves the Big 3 because Houston has been tough, man. There's been a lot going on around this city, you know, for the last, you know, year, 16 months. So we wanted to bring some joy to Houston, make sure that we have fun and kick it off here.
you say just great basketball, but you know, a lot of kids will say, when I grow up, I want to be, right? Whether it's a rapper, whether it's a basketball player, and people always say it's not going to happen. You know, the odds are against you. But just going through the process of being creative or being athletic, there's value to that.
No doubt. I mean, I think, you know, if you're creative, you're doing something creative, you're never poor. Yeah. You know, so it's really all about, you know, showing who you are, showing your talent. You never know where it can lead you. You look, I wrote a rap in the 9th grade, and look where I am. You know, I didn't know that. I had no idea. I just kept going. It was something creative to do. It was something I saw positive, different than, you know, what all my friends was doing. So, and it led me here. Yeah. So you never know where your creativity could lead you, and I encourage everybody to stay creative. You know, if it's just drawing or it's writing or
whatever your passion is.
Whatever your passion or your talent is, you know, find time to work on it and do it.
You have also found time to meet with some families here in Houston. How important is it for you to stay in touch with a community that you can so relate to?
It's everything, you know. You know, people look at me for music and movies, and you know, look at me as a hero. But I look at people who, you know, single mothers who have to get up every day and be the mother and the father. You know, single mothers have turned into the backbone of this country. So those are my heroes, and I want to be able to let them know that, and let them know that, you know, I do still pay attention to what's going on with the needs of our community, and we're here to give a little back to them, and hopefully we can give them some free tickets and come out and enjoy the basketball game.
All right. I have been told, wrap up with this, get it, wrap up with this. I have been told that I have a touch of the professional when it comes to the rap game, and I'm kind of looking for like a little rapping nickname, and I have some ideas, but before I get to that, Ice Cube is not what you had on your birth certificate. How did that happen?
It's a name that my brother gave me because he's older than me, you know, and I would try to be too cool around him and his friends. So he told me he was gonna put me in the freezer one day and turn me into an ice cube.
And it stuck.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, okay, I'm thinking rapping Double D.
I like that.
Rapping D square.
Oh, you can take off the rapping, you just be Double D.
Double D. D square?
Well, you don't want to be a square.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, okay. I think Double D is it.
Double D, I like that.
All right, Ice Cube, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks most of all for caring about our communities across the country.
Oh yeah, all the time.